Alright guys, today we got a J3 emerge. They're going to replace the screen on it. Still comes on. So we're going to go ahead and take the battery off first. Take the battery out first. And that's the model number. It's a j327p. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the heat gun and we're just going to heat around the outside edges just for a little bit so we can get in there and kind of pry this bad boy up. So let's get the heat gun and get going. So I went around it with the heat gun quite a bit till it's pretty hot. And then you just pry. Sometimes these phones are cracked so bad when you come up here you just got to take it piece by piece. But the best thing to do is to look at your screen that you've ordered. So like on this J7, I know that the only real connection is up here at the top. But there's these buttons down here at the bottom. You always got to be careful. On this one, it's not as big of a deal. But on some of the Samsungs, like the Galaxies, if you go underneath here and you're not real careful, you can cut the little flex cables and it'll ruin the whole phone. But on this one, you don't got to be as careful. Remember, the only connection is this one right here, which will be up here at the top of the phone. And we're replacing the LC anyways, so should be all right on that. Be careful with the camera. It's up top. And the speaker, of course, you don't want to rip that off. But once you get around it, pop it up. It's going to come out like this. And once again, the only real connection is this one right here. So we're going to need a screwdriver, little Phillips. And there's a screw right here. Let me go in a little bit on it. The screw right here, we're going to take out. Magnetism. So we'll take this one. There we go. There we go. That should pull up. Now, since I haven't unhooked that, well, we took the battery out. So we're going to go ahead and still, though, just practice good. Take it out with the plastic pry tool. And that's it. That is pretty much it. There's your LCD. We're just going to basically do the exact opposite. There was quite a bit of glue. I noticed when I took it up here, and I can see a little bit. I don't know if y'all can see that, but there's some glue right here. So I need to make sure I put some double-sided tape along the sides. Trying to get it all off. Make it where I have something to stick to. Because if you put it over the tape that's already there, it won't come out as good. But for the most part, it's pretty clean. Like I said, sometimes you'll have little chunks of glass just everywhere on the sides, and just be patient, take your time, and get them all out. But this one came out pretty good. There's some more of that glue, tape, whatever you want to call it. And then I noticed on this one, the one they gave me, the one I got, there's no glue, tape, anything. So I'm going to have to take some tape and put it down, especially here on the sides, this real thin tape. I'll just kind of show you guys how I'll do it. I'll probably speed through it, but just so you know. It's frame ready to put the LCD on. And here's some 1mm tape. It looks like on the sides, that's what I'm going to need because it's pretty thin. This is my favorite right here. This one's a little bit bigger, as you can tell from this one. But sometimes, especially like on this one, we might need to use this smaller tape. So before we start taping, the best thing to do is to go ahead and put this LCD on. Plug it in, just to make sure it's going to work. So let's put it on. We'll turn it over and put a battery in it. So we just want to make sure it turns on and functions. Alright, so now we just kind of want to make sure the touch is working. It says swipe screen to unlock. Looks like it's working okay. Let's go into something, make sure these down here. And these might have to be, no, it's working. Let's go into here and test the home button. Okay, that's working. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and finish this phone. Let's tape it up. White tape on there so you can kind of see where exactly I put the double-sided tape on this phone. There's been times where I put like tape in here and just haven't had a lot of luck, just to kind of give it extra little tape to hold down. But if this phone ever breaks again, it's going to make it a lot more difficult to pull the phone out without damaging something else. So this is where I got all the tape right now. And like I said, usually these screens come with some kind of tape, but there was no adhesive whatsoever. So I'm just going to take this double-sided tape that I put down there. I'm just going to start peeling it off. This is where I put all this tape so far. Like I said, a little disappointed that this screen didn't come with some adhesive. I probably would have put tape on it anyways. A lot of the screens, the adhesive that the screens do come with, it's not very good anyways. But I've been surprised every now and then. But I guess I just expect them to have that adhesive on there now, so when they don't, I'm kind of disappointed. When you're putting tape down, just make sure you don't cover any little holes or anything. With the screw horse, I'm a little different, but like up here. I think this is where the proximity sensor is, so make sure those two holes are clear. I got this a little bit on the camera, kind of push that back a little bit, so if this thing needs to move around, same thing right here. Alright, I think we're good on the tape. I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, no tape on here whatsoever. I'm gonna go ahead and connect this. So you need to kind of hear it snap like a Lego. There we go. And then this little shield that I took out, I'm gonna put it back in there, this little piece of plastic. I'm gonna put it back in here. Sorry if I'm in your way. This just kind of holds that cable in place. Now let's take that other screw that we took out. It was right here. So not too tight. And then from here, you're just gonna start lining it up. And on this phone, this little bit of plastic that goes on the front got stuck. On this phone, the best way to line it up is to match this little speaker up top. Just make sure that speaker is in there just right on. And then you can just start gently pushing down. And then the same thing on the bottom. You just want to make sure that that lines up as well too. The speaker, and then once the speaker's lined up, you can kind of see that the camera's lined up as well. Just want it to be in the middle, not off-centered or anything. And then go ahead and start lining up the bottom. And then just gently, once you snap it in there, let's go back. Just gently start going around the sides. And I like to go around here like 5 or 6 times, especially since it didn't come with any adhesive whatsoever, just to kind of make sure. Don't put too much pressure. You don't want to put too much pressure and break the screen or anything. But just keep going around. Like I said, make sure the button sticks out a little bit, and then we'll turn this bad boy back on and double check it and make sure that everything is functioning like it should. Button has a good little click to it. So I just do this quite a bit, just make sure it's on there real good. So this double-sided tape, I really like it. I'll try to leave a link in the description. I think I got it off of Amazon, but it's really good tape. I used to use, it's kind of a red one I used to use, and man, stuff is clear and I couldn't tell where I put it sometimes. And this one's black and it's a lot easier to use. I really like it. Let's go ahead and put the battery back in the back cover. Okay, and we'll power it on, so give it a minute, and then we will test it one more time, and that should be it. Like I said, there's the screen that we first started out with. Alright, so swipe up. Kind of touch it a little bit, we're good. See, it says it's on mute. That's why you can't hear nothing, but I don't like to take it off mute or anything or mess with anybody's phone. Like I said, for the most part, all we were supposed to do was replace the screen. That's what we did. So, said phone looks good, home button works, power button works. So, that's it. I appreciate you guys for watching. If there's something you thought that I did wrong or could have done better, please let me know. I love being criticized, and maybe there's a better way to do this, but this was what worked for me. I just appreciate you guys watching. More of these little fix videos to come. I really like fixing phones. Thanks, guys.